The Minnesota Vikings should be looking to re-emphasize character in this version of the NFL draft, but they may come across a pretty tough decision at pick number 14 overall if the board breaks right and uber-talented linebacker Micah Parsons could potentially be on board. Of course, Zimmer, he's already laid the groundwork. We'll just take the best player available, and Micah Parsons would be that, because talent is not the question with the Penn State linebacker. The character red flags are. And here's a write-up about the issues from the New York Post. Quote, Parsons is the prospect in this class who has spent the most time answering about his character, as he acknowledged at Penn State's Pro Day. Parsons was suspended from his high school for allegedly inciting a riot in 2016. He yelled gun while police were in the cafeteria. His father told PennLive.com after watching soundless surveillance footage of the incident. And he and other Penn State football players were accused of hazing another teammate in a 2020 civil lawsuit. Now, the alleged hazing incidents took place in 2018, so teams will have to parse this out. Like, is this the actions of a dumb, immature kid who has grown, who has learned from mistakes, or is this who he is, and this who he's going to be as an adult as well as a professional? And some teams may have Parsons off the board. Some teams will roll the dice, and the Vikings will have to make that decision at 14 potentially. So let's talk about Micah Parsons today. Background: 21 years young, junior, 6'3", 246, former 5-star recruit from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Was an immediate contributor as a true freshman in 2018 in Happy Valley. Was a freshman All-American. 2019, dude blew up. Led the team with 109 tackles, 26 pressures, 5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, Butkus Award winner for best linebacker in the country, consensus All-American, MVP of the Cotton Bowl after he posted 14 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Opted out of 2020. Frankly, didn't have anything left to prove, so I understand it. Pro Day, destroyed, absolutely hammered it, 4.39 40, and was just a beast in all the testing metrics. Pros: size, former wrestler. The Vikings do enjoy former wrestlers. Built like an absolute brick house from top to bottom. Athleticism, can play every single linebacker position that you want. Will, Mike, Sam, Jack is really scheme agnostic. Instincts, does have a nose for the football, evidenced by a high number of solo tackles as well as forced fumbles. Just is a heat-seeking missile once he gets a whiff of where the ball is going to go. Violence, for lack of a better term. Kid doesn't just tackle, he hits and destroys, which would be a nice change of pace. Pass rush, more than just a Mike linebacker, can bring the heat from the edge as well as inside. I'm sure Zimmer's watching that as like, ooh, double A gap look on third down. Let's go. Let's go. Cons, of course, the character question. A yelling gun in front of law enforcement, which is moronic. The hazing deal is troubling, but also worth noting that Yetur Gross-Meadows was also named in that civil lawsuit, but his draft status was not affected, was a high-end second-round pick by the Carolina Panthers. A 2020 opt-out, you know, this isn't going to cost him. It's a lot like Jamar Chase. What did you really have left to prove? His 2019 season speaks for itself, but would have liked to see more tape. Coverage-wise, he's not going to be confused for Eric Hendricks anytime soon, but it's like saying Lawrence Taylor struggled in man coverage. It's whatever, right? Pro comp, Devin White of the Buccaneers was a number 5 overall pick in 2019 coming out of LSU, where it's like, why take an off-ball linebacker that high? Then the Bucks and Todd Bowles show exactly how you use a player like that. Blitz him all over the place. Devin White legitimately should have been Super Bowl MVP. I believe that. Now, if there was no character concerns, I think Parsons would easily be a top 7 pick. I wouldn't see him getting by the Lions, but teams may shy away. Some may have him off their boards entirely, and the Vikings may find themselves in a quandary where if the big 3 offensive linemen are gone, the big 4 playmakers, the big 5 quarterbacks, Parsons easily could fall into their lap at 14. But are they going to gamble with another first-round pick with character concerns? I don't know. I mean, the talent is certainly there, and I think that he would walk on the field day one and potentially be a Pro Bowl player. Plus, Anthony Barr is on a 1-year deal. His future with the team is very much up in the air, and Eric Hendricks is the man, all-pro linebacker, but is starting to age out a little bit. But the question is the juice worth the squeeze of Micah Parsons? Well, we'll see what the Vikings decide, because I think it is a very real possibility that Parsons is on board when the Vikings select in the first round. But your thoughts? Micah Parsons, Penn State linebacker. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.